believe it's 5 years now. When I look at my kid, she's growing up fast. She's big, she's beautiful. But when I look back how it all started, it's so terrible. I didn't believe I'll be here as a mom like this, a single mom for that matter. I just wish I could turn back the time, but then again, she's already here. I'm just glad that she's a blessing. Anyway, let me go back and tell you the story, my story. 5 years back, when I look back into my life, everything was going well. I was a young, vibrant girl, enjoying my life, doing things that any normal young girl could do. Everything was easy going, the life of a small town girl. We didn't have much and I was happy. Well, that was before I decided to jump into a relationship. And yeah, I really jumped into a relationship, trust me. It was a bad decision, but back then, well, I thought I made the best decision in my life, but well, it was the worst. was Ronald. Yeah, I fell in love with him at first sight. Yeah, he started moving on with me, like telling me how much he liked me. Well, as a girl, you don't say yes on the first day, but well, later on, I just decided to give him a chance. Well, going into the relationship, it was good, I must say. The first days, it was great. But later on, I realized that I had made the worst decision of my life. When I realized it, it was way too late. I was shattered. The guy took away my pride. He actually broke my heart, and I lost everything. Actually, I didn't know that someone could do something like that. He actually shattered my dreams. I thought he loved me, but he was just using me. He was just a player. Well, when I found out that I was pregnant, during that time I was staying with my aunt. Well, she's the one who actually found out. I didn't know that. Well, when she did, everything was tough for me. I was feeling sick. I didn't know I was pregnant then. When you're just a girl, you don't know much about pregnancy. Well, just thought maybe it's just a sickness, a short disease, something small, something mild. But she knew the symptoms, and hell broke loose for me. My life became hell from there. She didn't accept the fact that I fell pregnant out of wedlock. And I was also not proud of my decisions, trust me. I also wanted to get married, have a beautiful family, have a good life, but that didn't turn out. And the worst part was that the so-called boyfriend I had blocked me. It's like he just vanished from this earth. I didn't know where to find him. And that was the worst part. My aunt shouted at me. She did all sorts of things. I almost lost a place to stay. I don't know. But I just begged her she just let me stay, just for the sake of my child. Luckily, she agreed, but life was no longer easy. It was tough, because I now had to start looking for a job, to start looking for things for my baby. I was looking forward to having a baby, and I didn't have enough support from my family. They just didn't accept that. Society, our culture, you should get married first. But for me, it wasn't that way. And it wasn't easy for my family to just take me back like that. So I started working part-time jobs so that I just get enough money to buy my baby's clothes and stuff like that. And well, when the time was up, I gave birth to a little girl. She was cute, healthy, no complications, and that was the best part. I started taking care of my baby at my aunt's place, which was hard. I had to do everything on my own. She couldn't help me with anything. Even when the baby cried sometimes, she would just cry and cry and cry. If I wasn't around, she would just continue crying. No one would take care of her. No one would just look at her or feed her or help her or anything. It was tough. So I had to make sure that where I was, my baby was there with me. I started a small vending table so that I would just raise money for my baby and myself, because I didn't have that financial help from anyone. Well, it was tough going out there with a small baby. The weather wasn't good for her. The job wasn't good for her, so I had to balance it out. But well, she grew up. She was growing well. She was healthy. She didn't give me problems as well. And I was lucky enough that she was just a quiet baby. The only problem was at home, where I would just have to endure all the sorts of words that were coming from my aunt, all the harsh ways that she would treat me, but I had to endure all that. It was hard. Trying to balance the family, the jobs, it wasn't easy. But I did it. Months went by, it wasn't easy. Lucky enough, I didn't have any problems with my pregnancy. I was quite healthy. It didn't give me any problems or any these sicknesses. So luckily I wasn't in and out of the hospital throughout the pregnancy. And it was the best thing that the Lord could do for me. As years got by, my baby was growing up. She started going to school. Lucky enough, she was quite intelligent. Yeah. With the little I had to take her to the schools that I could afford. Yeah, and she could go there, working hard as well, knowing her background, knowing her life. She would grow and do well, and I was proud of her. One day I discovered that I had a terminal illness and I could not afford to get treated. And I could not tell my child that I had a bad disease. I couldn't tell her that I was going to die anytime. It was so painful for me. I just had to make sure that when I died, she was in a better place, in a stable place actually. So I tried to work hard, but well, you don't know what terminal diseases do. One day you just can't continue anymore. That's what happened. Well, it was hard seeing my baby taking care of me, doing things for me, which I should have been doing for her, but I was bedridden and I could not do anything for her. It was sad. I would cry sometimes without her noticing me, thinking what would happen to her if I was gone? Would life be easy for her? Would my relatives continue taking care of her if I wasn't around? Those thoughts, they were just hard on me, but well, I couldn't change what life had in store for me. Anyway, When the day arrived for me to just leave this place, I had to go. I had to leave her. It was hard, but I had no control over it. That was my last day on earth, and I wished I could be with her for longer, but it couldn't be. As I felt my soul leave my body, I just wished I could say something to her, but it was too late. I looked down at them, crying. She was just torn apart. Everything was just so bad. But I just hoped that her life would be better than mine was.